Corruption 2029 from the Bearded Ladies is a turn-based strategy set in dystopian America in 2029. It is similar to the Mutant Year Zero and Narcos Rise of the Cartels games, but with a great twist. You join the game in the aftermath of a huge battle, and guided by Battle Mission Navigator EOS, you will locate and reactivate 3 units to grow your team of mech warriors. Movement is in real time, and with the option of hide mode, you can stealthily move amongst your enemies and scavenge for medkits and explosives. If you take time to learn the enemy patrols and identify exposed units, then you can position your units for ambush.
Got it! Shit, they're down!
The game only becomes turn-based when you enter combat mode, and combat mode allows you to remain, move, shoot, reload, overwatch, heal, throw a config grenade, and utilise any special abilities that you have assigned to a unit. As mech warriors, special abilities can be earned by completing missions and earning medals. These special abilities include a super jump and a nitro shot, which effectively freezes any unit for one move. Additional upgrades are available for weapons. There's a shotgun, sniper rifle, and many more. You can also upgrade your protective wear. Units also appear to improve over time, or at least their stats are recorded, based on how they have been used during the fight. You might decide to share the silence weapon, or allow each unit to specialise in their use. The enemy that you'll fight against are seriously tough, not individually because they're not necessarily the smartest AI that I have ever seen. They don't even seem to notice their own squad when they're lying dead right in front of them. But they are grouped into squads and they communicate via radio. Each enemy has a circle of awareness, and once they are aware of you, they will call in backup and attack in numbers. At times I've had multiple squads hunting me down at the same time. There are numerous enemy units to fight against, from your basic grunt to elite snipers and even screamer units who drop underground bots and attack you relentlessly. However, if you can find some higher ground, they are pretty much useless at attacking you. Bit of a shame they don't go dormant and hide until you set foot back on the ground floor. They also have some drones which heal previously downed enemies, among other special units.
Pineapple!
Corruption 2029 has just 3 difficulty levels, and the easiest first level is still just as hard as the medium level, but instead you get full health after each battle. On medium level you don't, and that gets super tricky super quick, especially as the only medkits available are ones that you find. Just one tiny mistake and you're all but done for. And on the hardest level it's exactly the same, but without any HUD to assist you. You will progress through multiple levels, and I found each of them to be really well designed. Most, if not all, of the buildings were fully destructible, that's walls and ceilings, and an interesting implementation means that you can attack each level individually, or combine them and tackle them as one big level, without the ability to rearm or change loadouts. You do, however, need to complete at least one of the single missions first. Resources are also persistent. If you find some explosives and use them, and then decide to restart that level, you won't have those explosives anymore. It certainly is a good challenge.
See to them, Commander. Hit confirmed.
Corruption 2029 is a really good game, but for a few small issues that I felt let the game down a tad. The tutorial, in my humble opinion, was a bit lacking. I struggled to understand why sometimes enemies would be alerted to gunfire, and other times they would not. Sure, distance plays a part, I understand, but even when applying that logic, it often did not work out quite as I expected. This made progress a little difficult and caused some significant frustration. I'm not convinced the gameplay's hit balance is quite right either. I would much prefer a more advanced hit-miss system to be in place. Perhaps each individual unit could improve their accuracy over time. This does appear to be semi-implemented already, so a little bit of addition here would work. But I would also like to see more variables, longer shots having increased likelihood of missing, and indeed point-blank shots being less likely to do so. Scope weapons would obviously offer a greater accuracy at distance, etc, etc. I had some reservations with cover too, with only 3 flavours of cover on offer, 25%, 75% and 0. All too often, even with 75% cover, I would take hit after hit. This happened when there was no clear line of sight between the enemy and my units, and I found this to be incredibly infuriating, as bullets clearly pass through cover and not penetrate through them and deliver slightly less damage, which is what I first thought was happening. When one of your units has been downed, you have 3 turns to heal them. They can still be resurrected after the battle has been won, they just won't be available anymore during that particular battle if you don't resurrect them within 3 moves. The mechanics around unit control could arguably be improved too. In order to get all team members to enter stealth mode, you left-click the mouse and right-click to hide them. But when you hide, it switches units. Then I would have to tab twice in order to get back to the first unit, and it's a little bit frustrating. Also, when I hit F button to disband the team, it would be very helpful if the other units would automatically enter stealth mode and take the nearest cover. I have been caught out by this a few times.
On it.
Units tend to teleport to my side if I ask them to regroup when they're far apart from me. Maybe this is a feature of the game, so okay, I can overlook that. But other issues like calling for my team to regroup, but if one of them is hiding, then they won't move. So then I have to do the tab, swap, units, unhide, tab back, swap situation again. It just seems a little unnecessary.
Come on!
The UI is another area where improvements could be added. I can see that they've not employed the skills of a trained UI designer. There are just way too many clicks in order to do anything. Even simply swapping special abilities between 2 units takes an unnecessary and excessive number of clicks on the mouse. It's not fluid, it's not fun, it's not good. Despite all of my reservations though, I can say that Corruption 2029 is an absolutely excellent title. At just £15 available on the Epic Store, as it's not available on Steam, you really can't go wrong with this one if you're looking for a tactical challenge. The gameplay is surprisingly fast-paced for a turn-based tactical shooter, and it gets really quite exciting at times, especially when you're being hunted down and you're trying to fight your way out.
No, God damn it! Hostile down.
The progression and the gameplay mechanics do work well together too, and I thoroughly enjoyed the strategic aspect of proceedings. All the animations, modelling and explosions are top-notch quality, and the level designs are sublime. I especially like the sniper shot where it followed the bullet, similar to Sniper Elite. The demo version I played did crash on me just once, but other than that, it was perfectly stable with an FPS of 100 or more. I found audio across the board to be really good, with only one complaint where occasionally footsteps sounded like they were coming from behind me when actually nobody was there. I think maybe it was the crows flying off into the distance, but other than that, very good audio. If you like a strategic challenge, and I do mean a challenge, then look no further. This game is exceptionally good and exceptionally hard to boot. But the review stands as is. I will be uploading some more gameplay footage. I'll probably look to do a complete playthrough on this because it's that good a game. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. If it has, please hit that thumbs up button. Let me know that you liked the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for listening. Take care. Till next time. Goodbye.
Got some explaining to do when he gets back up. Medic! Son of a